I wasn't expecting to make a Kai Cenat video today, but I had to just give my 2 cents because I am actually really proud of Kai Cenat right now. Those of you who've been watching the channel, you guys know I've been kind of critical about Kai with his mental health and, him. I'm happy that he broke up with that Gigi girl, but I just want to say, first of all, Kai hasn't posted and he hasn't streamed in like 2-3 months, and I think that this documentary, different style of content that he's creating right now is very zen, very honest, different. And I love documentary style. If you guys know anything about me, you guys know one of my biggest inspirations in some of the content I used to do back in the day was more the documentary with Kanye West, which we'll mention Kanye in a little bit, but Genius, which is on Netflix. I love that documentary. That documentary, seeing Kanye before his release of The College Dropout and his rise to fame with Rock Nation and being so far away from his dream, but being so close at the same time. I love that. And obviously the new documentary with Kanye West, in whose name, was very raw. And I just love mockumentary style, like Succession and other things of that nature. It's just makes you feel like you're right there. And I just feel Kai doing something that was more grounded, more realistic, something a little bit more personal into his life was so powerful and so inspirational. And this is something that I never expected from Kai. And he is kind of taking a leap of Sneako's advice, because Sneako is someone that doesn't like to stay in one lane, stay in one niche. Sneako likes to do things that are talking about politics. He loves things about storytelling and directing and editing, cinematography. He loves the art of it. And this is something that is very inspiring. And Kai Cenat's art love, his love for fashion. One thing I would definitely recommend Kai, if he hasn't already, is go to Japan, spend a month in Japan, go visit the sites. There's so many creators are over there. And people are going to be like, oh, this is like fake and whatnot, but nah. The fact that he said that he had a YouTube channel, a backup, that he's been posting himself how to focus on his health, work on his speech. Because if you guys been watching Kai Cenat, he's like, yo, chat, he's one of these degenerate streamers. But the fact that he's been taking lessons of how to speak more properly and communicate better, as well as teaching himself how to sew and being open to have these very talented stylists and fashion designers accompany him to reach his goal. And obviously he has the money to do it. And I think that's very fitting. And that's something that I can never do. I hated sewing class and wood shop and things of that nature. That was not my per se liking. That was not my personal liking whatsoever. For myself, it was always been cinematography, camera work, and my love for films and television and storytelling was always been my niche, right? The beauty of life using natural light, and seeing him taking Polaroids, writing in his journal, something about that was so authentic and something that I'm just so proud of Kai Cenat for doing this. And I hope he continues to do content like this in the future. Like, honestly, bro, just don't stream anymore, bro. Like, who cares? If people who are your true fans and true followers, they're going to support you whatever you do. Like, you don't need to appeal, because that's the thing about streaming and content creating that is a bit of a curse, is that when you're a content creator, you're kind of stuck being the puppet to your audience, and everything that you do revolves around your audience, on what you do, what you say. You don't want to offend anyone. You got to appeal to your audience, so that way you could continue to reach the amount of viewers that you want and whatnot, right? But Kai is like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I want, learn, continue to grow, and create my own create my own fashion line, which is VIVET, that he said, and he explained in the video his reasoning for calling it that, and not being, because I think Kai also has a Nike deal as well, and the fact that he doesn't want to be a guy that is endorsed by these companies, but he would rather create the product. He would rather be someone that is a creator rather than an endorser, and that is something that is very inspiring, and I fully support him. And one thing I want to say is, who cares if your fashion is trash or anything like that? It's what you like. It's the same. It's the equivalent of a man who creates a movie, right? Whether the movie is good or bad, it doesn't matter, because that's your product. That's your movie. You put time out of your hands. You budgeted it. You got the cameras, and you got all the editors and all the cinematographers and the costume designers and the production designers to help you accomplish something that not a lot of people can say that they have, which is create a movie. And Kai Cenat is someone that is working towards that goal. And the fact that he's been posting things like that, his progress without mentioning it all these months, I think says a lot and speaks a lot to his character. The fact that he didn't want to bring awareness and attention to it just because he wanted to get attention. He waited patiently and did it out of the fun and out of his own heart, his own passion project, right? That's something that I really respect. And so one thing about me you need to understand is I am someone that's fully supportive of one thing about me is I'm fully supportive of anyone who has dreams of being a creative, whether it's in songwriting, being a musician, a singer, a poet, a storyteller in film, movies, and writing your own book. I fully support those things. I think that art, one thing about art that's beautiful, or even in painting as well, art is so subjective. There's no correct answer whether it's bad, if it's good. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, art is a form of expression. At the end of the day, art is a form of expression. How you want to, because we all have a unique perspective of the world. We have a unique perspective on what makes us unique and different. Kanye West, he started from music, but he always had a passion for architecture, fashion. He always had a passion for art in all aspects. And I think Kai is definitely playing. Kai's not going from a streamer / content creator into a fashion designer. I fully support. And you see parts where he's creating it and he's asking for help, and them teaching him how to sew. That stuff like that is so boring and uninteresting to me, but for other people, which I didn't know Kai Cenat had this passion inside of him, and I fully commend him for doing this and expressing this. And I hope that this allows him to change his product moving forward. Like, no more degenerate streams, no more of that. Like, and I hope he continues to make these documentary style content, because for me, this is way more interesting than clip farming and doing a whole bunch of stuff just to get clicks and views. And a lot of people live on TikTok brain, and Kai Cenat, this video is like about 20 some minutes long. I could have watched a whole hour of this. And Kai, if you need a cameraman, bro, just hit me up. I will be more than happy to film and document your lifestyle. That is so cool. That is so cool. Whether you're a barber, whether you're a painter, a poet, whatever, like, do whatever you like. I truly respect people who have dreams, and he has the money to do it. He has the funding if he wants to. And so I don't really see if it doesn't work out for him, he could always have streaming or other forms of revenue that he can make his money. And if it does, then he's going to be proud of himself for all the hard work that he's put in to teach himself and, continue to collaborate with other artists in his dream project. It's really cool. And you could tell, like, the character development throughout the months that he started to gain more confidence of how to speak to people to get his vision correct. And the fact that he was in Italy is also very, very telling. He definitely did his research, and I think that's, I can't put into words. Like, I think it's bold. It's obviously very, very different from the content he's been posting for the last 4 to 5 years since he's been streaming. And compared to the other members of AMP, this is something that, like, the fact that he was posting as if he's just like a nobody, no following, is what makes it more, for me, respecting, because he easily could have been posting this on his main channel, right? But he understands people are going to look at this and they're going to criticize and be judgmental and think that he has the worst of intention. But the fact he put it on a whole different channel that he never once mentioned it until today shows this is personal to him. And Kai, just don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. And I get it. The whole mental health thing. His tone of voice is very different compared to how he was previously. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Kai Cenat's carrying himself very different. Like, he has like a weight that's been on his shoulders for a while. And the only way to kind of cope with it and deal with it is through creating fashion, creating things in the realm of fashion. It's, again, very refreshing, and I hope to see more. I love documentary style content, man. I love it. This is the type of content I actually would want to do on my channel, but I'm not that interested of a guy, and I don't have a cameraman. So otherwise I would definitely post stuff like this. So he already is ahead of me in that regard, but I have a lot of respect for Kai, because there's a lot of people that can just continue to do a whole bunch of degenerate stuff. There's a whole bunch of people that would choose to just do a whole bunch of degenerate stuff, do whatever is going to make them the most money and whatnot. But Kai is like, no, I'm going to do what I want for once. I'm not going to care about what the audience cares about. I'm not going to do what family wants. I'm not going to do what my friends want. I'm going to do what I want. And you could tell that in his like face and his like expressions on himself, that he's a lot more at peace and very zen. And the fact that him talking to his mom, yeah, some people might call that cringe and whatnot, but I know that him and his mom have a good relationship. And it's something that I will continue to look forward to. I'm very, very excited to see how Kai evolves in this realm. He has a whole diversity of people from different backgrounds. So yeah, go subscribe to his channel. Be sure to subscribe, and see you guys next time.